Second down.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming back. Also, remember to subscribe and to our YouTube channel. So when we post stuff, you can get notifications and everything. Let's get started on second
like us
down.
on Facebook and
Instagram and Twitter.
Instagram and the tweeter.
The tweeter.
All right. So, Connor, college football, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quarter of the way gone.
Goes so fast.
It's already a quarter of the way over.
Just felt like yesterday. It just started.
Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh.
I love this time of year, but it goes by so quickly.
I know.
All right, so we got a few things that we wanted to talk about so far as our the college football as a whole. Okay?
Yep.
So who have been the most impressive things? Neither you or I really like preseason rankings.
No.
We think a lot of them are kind of bunk.
Mm-hmm.
They usually don't pan out.
Yeah.
But around week 3, week 4, we start to get a feel who's legit, who's not.
Mm-hmm.
So who have been your top 3 most impressive teams? What would you rank 5 through 1?
5 through 1, starting at 5?
Starting at 5.
I really like Stanford at number 5. Right now in the AP poll, they're ranked 6th, seventh, and in the coaches poll, they're ranked 6th. I think they're pretty impressive. You know, the Pac-12. A lot of people after week 1 were just kind of scratching their heads, saying like, "Really?" But I feel like Stanford has been impressive. They only played 2 games, but McCaffrey.
Bless me.
Bless you. You've been blessed. I think McCaffrey is just all around great, and
he's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch. You know, he's a jack of all trades and a master of all of them too.
Yeah.
You know, he's really solid. You know, I really like Michigan as well.
So you got Stanford at 5, Michigan at 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Louisville at 3.
Okay.
He's been
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, no one saw Florida State like that game coming. Like that just blew my mind.
Especially the Seminoles.
I know. I mean, I think they were all crying. I would have been.
Most points that program's ever given up.
Yeah. You know, and everyone's talking about, okay, he's starting to prove himself. He has only played 3 games, and anything can happen, with Louisville, because they rely so much on him, which, it's a high risk, high reward. The high reward is, look where they're at now. The high risk is if he gets injured,
what happens?
Do they have somebody that they can turn to? Yeah, they have a lot of really good players, and he's not doing it all by himself. He has a great line that's, getting him open. So they're impressive, but we'll see what happens. Quarterbacks like him take a lot of hits, and so by the time, week 7, 8, 9 start rolling around, is he going to be healthy? But I think, he's, as of right now, phenomenal. Like, super fun to watch. Just an athlete. Just awesome.
So you got Stanford, Michigan, Louisville at 3. Who do you got at 2?
Ohio State, and then Alabama. They're ranked number 1 and number 2. I don't disagree. Ole Miss gave Alabama a scare.
They did.
But
that's been their curse.
Yeah, they were able to come back, and they showed, I remember when Florida State was playing Oregon, and it was James Winston's last game. When they started losing and losing bad, they gave up. Alabama didn't, and I think that's why I keep them at number 1. Even though they struggled, they're a solid team, and they fight, and they're tough, and mentally tough too. Ohio State, they're solid. They're sitting at 2, and I don't think they are any higher or any lower. I think they're in a good spot right now. So,
all right, you and I have a lot of similarities. Mm-hmm. At number 5, though, I got the Cougars.
Houston.
Not
BYU.
No, not BYU. Not Washington State.
No. Just had to clarify.
The Houston Cougars. Mm-hmm. That win over Oklahoma was impressive.
Yes.
Against Louisiana Monroe, they They beat them up. Cincinnati started out a little slow, but they ended strong, and they kicked the crud out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They are for real, and it would not surprise me to see them run the table and make have a legit shot at going to the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
At 4, I got Stanford. Like you said, they've only played 2 games. They played against Kansas State and USC. Again, against Kansas State, I expected more out of them, but against USC, it was only a 17-point win, but still they manhandled USC.
It was a strong...
USC has some major issues going on. The coach may have already lost the locker room. There are a lot of scandals, but still, the overwhelming theory with USC is they always have athletes, and Stanford trucked them. They got a good test coming up this weekend against UCLA. I'll be excited to see that game, and that's one I'll for sure tune into.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
At 3, I got Louisville. Same thing. That Lamar Jackson, that kid is nuts.
If he can stay healthy, man.
Heisman.
Yeah, easily.
I did not see that route over Florida State coming.
No.
And, yeah, they let Syracuse hang around, and then they finally put them away. But they're fantastic. At 2, I got Ohio State. Just like you, they're young, but those guys are talented. It'll be fun to watch them play against Michigan State, play against Michigan. But Urban Meyer is one of the top 2 coaches in Nick Saban.
Yeah, they've got spot 1 and 2. So.
And at 1, roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
That dynasty just keeps on rolling.
They do.
And now that they have a good quarterback, he may be a little too relaxed, a little too relaxed would be the best term for it at times, but he's still a solid kid. So, yeah, my top 5, Houston, Stanford, Louisville, Ohio State, Alabama.
Cool.
All right. And then, so while we're talking teams in our rankings, who right now do you have making the college football playoffs? Who are your top 4? Remember, 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3, and then who makes the national championship? I'll go first.
Yeah.
I gotta stick with my current top 4. I think Stanford's gonna come out of the Pac-12 unscathed. I think they're gonna run through. I really do. I think they're gonna beat up on UCLA. I think they're gonna beat up on everyone in the North, and we'll see that game with Oregon. That'll be a big one. Oregon's got some key injuries, but I think they come out and they'll be number 4, and they'll be playing against Bama, which will be fun. Power versus power, but I got to give the edge to Bama there.
Yeah.
The 2 versus 3 matchup, I got Ohio State versus Louisville, and I'm going to pick Louisville. And then in the championship game, as of right now, I got Bama.
Are you beating Louisville?
Louisville, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I it's still very early in the season.
It is early. A lot can change. These are our 2 early predictions.
Yeah. And these teams, I see so many times these teams get to the top and then they just kind of collapse under the pressure. And so it's usually the teams, most of the time, in my opinion, where the teams that kind of like hover around like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then at the end of the season, those teams right in front, they collapse under the pressure or whatever it is, and they lose that one game at the end of the season, and it just kills them, where the teams lose a little earlier in the season, doesn't hurt them as much. So I think, Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, he's turned that program around. They're really good, and I think they're going to beat out Ohio State.
Okay.
Especially after last year, they're going to come back. They've come back stronger. His first year with them turned them around completely, and they lost to Michigan State and Ohio State and Utah, I think, last year. And so I think this year they're going to come back and get into that top 4. Bama, obviously.
The game is being played in the Horseshoe against Ohio State.
But it's a rivalry game.
So
it's a rival, especially that rivalry. Anything can happen. all predictions, everything. It's yeah. So
All right.
I think Bama obviously. I don't see anybody in the SEC beating them out. Where's LSU? So LSU is kind of a major letdown this year. Louisville, as long as Lamar stays healthy. If he stays healthy, yeah, for sure. And then I think Washington.
That's a good pick.
I just they're hovering back, letting Stanford and take all the glory right now. But I think they're just going to be one of those. I think they're going to be the team that surprises everyone.
I got Washington in my top 10 right now, but they haven't played anyone. But at the same time, they've beaten those teams down. They've played lesser talent, but they've treated them like lesser talent.
Yeah, they haven't overlooked anybody. They just play really physical. I don't know.
Peterson's a fantastic coach.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's one of the top 5 coaches in the nation.
He's helping turn that program around. So I don't know. I think it's a
So that's your dark horse?
Yeah, I think they're just going to come in and sneak it in.
So what are the matchups? You had Bama, Michigan, Washington, and
no, so I think it's going to be
Louisville.
Bama against Washington. I think Washington's going to get 4. Bama stays at 1. Louisville's going to get to 2 and play Michigan at 3. I think Bama's going to win against Michigan or Washington, and then against Michigan and Louisville, I think Louisville.
So you and I have the same championship game.
Yeah.
So who wins?
You know what?
Are you on Bama too?
Yeah, but they're just way too good defensively. They beat up on those teams. Like they worked Oregon. These I don't know, and they hit hard. Lamar getting hit by a couple of Bama boys, throughout that game, he's not going to be running as fast, and he's going to get hurt. I don't know.
All right, so both of us currently have Alabama winning it all.
Yeah.
A little bit different top 4s come the end of the season, but
it could all be over. It could all change next week.
Change next
week.
If
Bama loses next week? What about Ohio State loses next week?
I love seeing the upsets.
I do too. That's my favorite part of college football. In the pros, I don't feel like you get the upsets as much, and there's less teams, but it's just so much fun seeing it.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, so let's talk Heisman. We've hinted a little bit. Who are your Heisman candidates as of right now?
Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Barrett. I think he looked pretty solid. If they had a tougher schedule, Donald. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but Donald
Pumphrey.
Pumphrey. Yeah. Yeah, and Greg Ward. They need to continue to have super high stats with playing such lower quality teams.
Greg Ward needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
He's already fighting injury.
Yeah.
I actually agree with all of these. I got Lamar Jackson. He's right now my winner.
You can't
right now.
It's hard to go
Christian
against
McCaffrey,
him right
JT Barrett, Deshaun Watson. He's the only reason why Clemson is still undefeated.
Yeah.
Clemson has not been impressive.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson, if they can make it through their run unscathed, he would go to New York City. And my dark horse is Donnell Pumphrey.
Yeah.
That kid from SDSU, he is running circles around everyone.
I think he's exciting. I mean, he isn't.
He's averaging almost 9 yards a carry, something like that.
Something like that. I mean, he is playing lower quality teams.
Still,
but still,
that kid's good.
But he just needs to keep it up.
Yeah.
If he keeps it up, even though he's played lesser opponents, then the stats, yes, your stats aren't lying.
I don't think he'll win, but I think he could get, I think he could go to New York City.
It depends on everybody else's health too.
It does. It does. There's a
Jackson,
lot of variables between now and then.
So well, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in to Second Down.
Remember to like us, subscribe.
Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're always posting stuff.
The good old tweet machine. If you have any comments, give us a comment. Shoot us a message. And this has been 4 Downs, and this is Second Down with Danny J.
And Mr. Wright.